Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you can know when we have shows coming on. Welcome to everybody. I thought I was supposed to be at 9:30, but at 9:15. My apologies for that tardiness. Hope everybody's doing well. Today's show is a very interesting show. Just got a few questions about 9/11. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, or whatever they want to label me. But I just got a few questions. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comment section. Maybe some of you guys can help me out. Email me. I'm going to put my email in here. You can email me and help me out. And 050@gmail.com. All right. elephantman050@gmail.com. Brother Dale J, man, you be a blessing to you, brother, for real. You know what I'm talking about as well. So thank you again and again and again, man. Blessings to you, brother, for real. Yeah. So I had some pictures and some other things, but I decided not to show everything today because it's not about that. My main thing is my questions that I have tonight. But I got a few things that's very, 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 very interesting. All right. So I want to make sure I get to them. But hopefully everybody, this is not an evergreen assignment, but hopefully everybody's having a good Labor Day. We Labor to enter into its rest. That's the true Labor Day. Labor to enter into the Yahushua's rest. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff going on. And for 9/11 will be on this Saturday, sorry. And it's been a while. And those who are alive during 9/11, you know exactly where you were at and what you were doing during that time. And it was a terrible event. Thousands of people lost their lives. Very, very, very crazy, man. Very, 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 very crazy. Now, I always want to have a show. See, now look at my Wi-Fi acting up. Come on, Wi-Fi, don't do that right now. I had I had some questions I wanted to ask last year, but it was on the day. And so that's a lot of time when people are mourning and reflecting. So I said, I figure this. I'll ask my questions. Two of them are really burning. But I said, I'll ask my questions before 9/11 so they can't be like, man, he's being insensitive. And how could you come up with this? So I said, okay, I'm going to do it before 9/11. So here is the first. Let me share my screen. And hopefully the thing won't. Just a few quick questions, man. Nothing serious. So, let me see, can I present that? Few questions about 9/11. Now, you might got some questions as well, or you might have some answers. You know, they have a lot of debunk videos that's out and a lot of different things to debunk and explain everything. But one thing that we don't use, ladies and gentlemen, and I can say this for sure, we don't use critical thinking. We don't use critical thinking. We just take what is told to us and we just go about our merry way. You know what I mean? And everything else that's go against it is anti or it's conspiracy theory or misinformation. And I mean, they're just simple questions, right? So we can't just go and just say, he's being anti this. No. So let's check it out. First question. Well, here's some speculations. Let's go through some speculations first. First, let's go through some speculation. A conspiracy theory, what they will call you if you don't believe the official report from major news networks. They call you a conspiracy theory. I believe that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or event. Now, that's a blanket statement, so that doesn't fit with everybody and everything. So to say that is pretty far left. Different theories. They analyzed evidence from the attacks discuss different theories about how the attacks happened, and call for a new investigation into the attacks. So it's different people, different groups. They want new investigations on the attacks. Some American organizations assert that there are evidence that individuals within the U.S. government may have either been responsible or knowingly complicit to the September 11th attacks. Again, I'm not saying either way. I believe A, B, C, X, Y, Z, but some people believe that somebody knowingly or either responsible or knowingly complicit with it. All right. Okay. Moto suggests that the movement include the use of attacks as pretext to fight wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. And it's kind of crazy. We're leaving Afghanistan right now. It's kind of weird how we just left Afghanistan, just left them high and dry. You know, it's crazy. With our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and to create opportunities to curtail American civil liberties. Support the movements is negligible. All right, so let's go to the next thing. ADL, Anti-Defamation League. This is one of the organizations by the Ish people, and so the Anti-Defamation League, Tom Burnett and others, they believe this is what conspiracy theorists believe. The state of Israel was involved in the attacks, and that they may have planned them. A variety of motives are suggested, including to cause the United States to attack the enemies of Israel, to divert public attention away from Israel's treatment of Palestine, to help the Zionists take control of world affairs. Now, some people say if you start saying that stuff, that's anti-Semitic, that's terrible. Why can you say that? How can you say such things? Variants of the theory contend that the attacks was organized by Ariel Sharon and the Mossad. Mossad is Israeli mafia, or the government of Israel. All right. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going either way. Shalom, Bernard. Shalom, D-Witt from Indiana. I know you, brother. I went to school with you, brother. That's my brother right there, man. So again, let's go into it. Stage. These are some of the things that are said about it. I'm not saying my way either way. I'm saying what's said about it, and then I got two burning questions at the end. Okay, here we go. Stage. American Ish staged the 9/11 terrorist attack for their own financial gain and to induce the American people to endorse wars of aggression and genocide on the nations in the Middle East. All right, so people just don't go on to wars and stuff like that, right? There's always something that has to take us to war. One thing that was very interesting, like again, I'm not pro or anti or anything. I'm just reading. These are from websites. Okay. So one thing that I want to say that's very, very interesting about this is once the 9/11 attacks happened, we went over to Afghanistan, and then we ended up in Iraq. And I was just like, what happened? How did we end up in Iraq? Right? To fight the war on terrorists, right? Like, how did we end up in Iraq? Very, very, I guess that was the place we was going to go to at the first part anyway. Oh, so it's a group called 9/11 Truth Movement that supports the conspiracy theories, right? They talk about it, okay? They support conspiracy theories that dispute the general consensus of the September 11 attacks. That Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 airliners and crashed them in the Pentagon and the original World Trade Center towers, which consequently collapsed. The primary focus on the misinformation that adherents allegedly is not adequately explained in the official NIST report, such as the collapse of World Trade Center 7, we're going to get into that, which suggests a cover-up or at least complicity by insiders. All right, so these are some of the things that what they call truthers. Truthers are the people who don't go with the narrative of what happened on 9/11. They have some questions. Hijackers are alive. How did their passports survive the explosion? Okay, so I guess that is a good point. You know, these planes blowing up, they hit the World Trade Centers, but some kind of way the passports fell out of the plane and landed on the street, and somebody picked it up and said, "Hey, these are the people who blew up the building." So how can the passports fall safely to the ground? This is what they're saying. Fall safely to the ground, not burning up. not burn up on the plane with the hijackers. Okay. Aluminum plane. This is another thing that they're saying. Aluminum planes cannot penetrate steel structures of the World Trade Center. They said that when they made these skyscrapers, they make them almost indestructible, right? Commercial airplane frames are constructed with very light aluminum material in order to make it easier to fly. Theorists maintain that there is no possible way an airplane can do such damage, as much damage as it did to the Twin Towers as it did. Theorists believe that missiles or explosives were used to ensure the buildings collapse. Okay, so they're saying that even with the jet fuel can't get hot enough to melt the beams and do that much damage. That's another claim that they're making. Okay, some people might debunk it, and we have popular mechanics and all kind of science people that's for it come and try to debunk it and debate it. I'm just saying these are some of the claims. Then these are still not my question. The United States knew about the attacks and stood down. The NORAD deliberately ordered the fighter jets to stand down and allow hijacked planes to reach their target. Conspiracy theorists believe that the government wanted to use the attacks to justify the invasion on Iraq and Afghanistan to secure oil interests. Wow, boy, these folk, that's heavy right there. That's heavy. Okay, again, these are not what I'm just these are what some of the things that they're actually. But stay there. Inside traders knew about the attacks. In the days preceding the attack, the extraordinary amount of options, investments that pay off only when a stock drops in price, were placed on the stocks in two airlines, American and United Airlines, right? Which happened to be the airlines the hijackers took on 9/11. Okay, so they was basically saying that if you get information before it happened, then you can take advantage of the situation. All right. So they're saying a lot of inside traders were doing different things around American Airlines, United Airlines, right? I also heard about Oprah that she was supposed to have a meeting. I'm gonna check more into that too. She was supposed to have a meeting in New York or in the World Trade Center, and some kind of way she ended up not going. Same thing with the King of Pop, rest in peace, Michael Jackson. He was supposed to have a meeting inside one of the World Trade Center's buildings on that day. I don't know how true that was. I'm gonna check more into that, so don't quote me on that. And he supposedly had fell asleep and missed this meeting. So I don't know about Michael Jackson falling asleep and missing meetings. All right, this is another thing that they're saying. 4,000 call off. Some proponents believe that the ISH employees were forewarned by Israeli intelligence to skip work on September 11th, resulting in no ISH deaths at the World Trade Center. Well, I don't know about that. I think a little bit of everybody died. According to Cinnamon Stillwell, some 9/11 conspiracy theories put this number as high as 4,000-ish people skipping work. Wow. So that's very, very interesting, right? 4,000 people call off. That's interesting. I don't know if that number's kind of high, but if 300 people called off, that number is kind of like up there. Like, dang man, that's a lot of people calling off. Why y'all calling off? Also, was another company, and I was looking for this company. They was in the World Trade Center for years. They had business in the World Trade Center for years, and all of a sudden they broke their lease and they moved months before the 9/11 attacks. And it's like, man, what's going on? Why are you breaking your lease? Why are you leaving? I cannot remember the name of this company. If y'all remember the name of this company, email me, put it in the comment section. I had it like 4 years ago, and I was looking, and I can't find it, right? But I know it is a major reputable company that was in the World Trade. They had their offices in the World Trade, and then they just broke their lease, left the building, right? Crazy. Okay, that's almost the same thing. Airfence told to stand down, post the collapse of North Towers, controlled demolition due to the way that they fell. So, okay, the author of the post likened the collapse of the North and South Towers to an act of controlled demolition due to the way the buildings fell so quickly and perfectly into their own footprint. So some people saying, hey, man, that was a controlled demolition. I had a video of some controlled demolition that I want to show everybody. Peace and blessings, Yvette Rivera. Shalom. Shalom, D. Whit Patton. Shalom, Dale J. As usual. Shalom, Lynn Bernard. Okay. But I had some videos lined up, and I might be able to get to them. But it's just showing some controlled demolitions. And some controlled demolitions is when they put these bombs in the buildings a certain way. And it's very amazing to me how a building can implode and it don't destroy a lot of the buildings and a lot of the landscape around it. That's very, very amazing to me how that happened. Right? That's I'll be amazed when that kind of stuff happens. But they saying that's what happened at the Twin Towers, brought down by explosion. Okay. Ooh, I don't even know if I want to show y'all that. Yeah. Why not? All right. So, it was some. I'm gonna go ahead and get it out there. This grown man conversation dealing with evidence in the room. Might as well go out with bang. Whatever. It's a group. It was an art group. It's some artists. They call Gelatin and Team E Team, right? And these guys they camped out and they lived. Yep, I'm going out there on a limb. They lived on the night they got some workers permit passes. They lived on the 91st floor of the World Trade Center buildings, and they're supposed to be doing some kind of art project. But basically, this one lady, her name is Ruth. Let me see what Rebecca Roth. We're gonna go to her site too, and she was just saying these BB-18s. She's saying that could mean some explosives. All right, so they up in here doing all kind of stuff, man. And so again, when I seen this picture, I was like, ooh. And they would not let me take this picture offline, so I had to find a way to get it. Very, 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 very interesting. Gelatin and E-Team. And Gelatin is supposed to be a ish people that's I think they're from Austria, and they're a group of students, and they're supposed to be real. I had a cousin 4 blocks away from the buildings when they came down. Thank God they were not home. Right. Can't have 2 players, Shalom. Yes, sir. Yeah, Judah. Yeah. So, Gelatin and E-Team. And some people think the E-Team stands for explosive team. Again, this is not an exhaustive study. Like I've been looking at so much of this stuff, and I had links. I might be able to get to some of these links, man. So that I don't mess the show up. But if you got more information, you can. Again, very, very interesting. Loose change video. Okay. Look up loose change. All right. So when you go to YouTube, look up loose change. They had a lot of information. Loose change documentary. And I'm gonna try to put the link in here. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Where is it at? Okay. And again, very interesting movie. They hit on some different points. They don't have it in here no more. Loose change final cut. There you go. So I'm gonna put the link in here. I want you just to check it out. It's okay. Inform yourself, right? And I still ain't got my main question. Now here it is right here. Bam. Check that out. Loose change. Very, very interesting video. It's about, let's see how long it is. I ain't gonna watch it. It's 2 hours and 9 minutes. And it talks about everything, man. It's amazing. Real amazing. Okay. Inside traders know about the tax. That's very, like I said, that's very, very interesting, right? The inside traders know about the tax. Again, right before September 11th attack, some fishy business happened within the stock market and insurance firms. An extraordinary amount of put options were placed on United Airlines and American Airlines stock, the same airlines that were hijacked during the attacks. Many speculate the traders were tipped off about the attacks and profited from the tragedy. The Security Exchange Commission launched an insider trading investigation. Okay. Okay. Bombs in. I wanted to show y'all some videos of some implosion video. Many speculate that the towers were in fact blown with explosives placed in selected locations. Some witnesses are counted hearing explosions inside the building as they attempted to escape. We don't know, right? Very, very interesting. But I did have this one little short video where they was interviewing people on the street. At least 6 people. They're like, inside us keep hearing explosions going off. Explosions going off. All right. This one is very interesting. Larry Silverstein, right? One of the ish people. This is a map of the World Trade Center. So now here's one of my main questions. One of my main questions today. This is Tower 1. This is Tower 2. This is the blue is Tower 7. Right? Plane hit this one. And then it went down. Plane hit that one. It went down. 28 minutes later, this one went down. So my first question is, how did this building collapse and go down if nothing hit it? Right? In my opinion, that plane that fell into the one plane didn't make it to the destination. It crashed in the field. I believe that plane probably was coming to hit that one. Right? This is just my opinion. But I just had a question. So I don't know if Facebook and everybody gonna be mad. But I just asked you the question. How did that fall down? And then he had used a term like we're gonna pull it. And some people say that the word pull it means it's a demolition term to implode the building. And other people say, they try to debunk it and debate it and say, no, that doesn't mean that, but that's one of my first questions. For real. I'm just saying, because we never revisit this. We just put pictures of Osama up and we be mad like the next generation, like the school, the people that I'm teaching right now, we hear a certain narrative of what's going on. We hear a certain narrative of what happened, right? And we never hear nothing but the narrative they told us. Very, very interesting. Okay. Building 7, the third building in the World Trade Center complex to collapse on September 11th. It's evidence that the mainstream media, this is what the truth is saying. It's evidence that the mainstream media is on the plot. On the day BBC reported the building falling almost a half an hour before it happened. Because BBC is in, I think that's British Broadcast Company or something. It's over in England. Okay, you want to make all this noise. Chill out. BBC reported the building falling almost a half an hour before it happened. Journalist Jane Stanley was broadcasting at 4:54 p.m. Eastern time, reporting the tower had collapsed, but in the background it was still standing. It fell 26 minutes later, 7 hours after the Twin Towers came down. That's crazy. All right. Oh, that ain't building 7. That's something else. Okay, so here's a picture of a building that caught on fire in dang, what's going on with me tonight? In Spain, Madrid, Spain. Right? It caught on the picture to the right and to the far right and to the far left. The building caught on fire. Right? A plane didn't hit it, but it still was on fire. And it burned all night long. Now, it did do some damage. Took it the next day. The next morning, after they kind of got the fire out, it's kind of burnt up. It looked like some pieces fell off. But this thing didn't hit the ground. So the question is, another question is, how come our buildings, after the jet fuel hit it, and it just came down? Feel me? But this one burned all night. This should at least collapse or did something, or at least this part. Look how high that is up there. And it didn't come down. Shalom, Yvette. Shalom. Blessings to you. Blessings, Cam player. Blessings. So that's very, very interesting, right? People going, I'm just asking a question. People would think I'm anti 9/11 and I'm a conspiracy theory. I'm just asking questions. I don't know what that is. What happened right there? Okay, that was Larry Silverstein. I got these slides out of order, man. Forgive me. This guy right here, Larry Silverstein. So I'm gonna go ahead and read that since I got that slide in here. Larry Silverstein, World Trade Center leaseholder, bought terrorism insurance 2 months before 9/11. He bought terrorism insurance, then collected double his value on the grounds that there were 2 attacks. Okay, so he signed a 99-year lease on the World Trade Centers in June 2001. 2 months before the attacks, at the center of another story about profiting from the event. So he got, I think that's $4 billion. Okay, so let me read this. Just months before 9/11, the World Trade Center lease was sold to Larry Silverstein. Silverstein took out an insurance that covered terrorism. So he took terrorism insurance on his buildings. After 9/11, Silverstein took the insurance company to court, claiming he should get paid double because there were 2 attacks, and he won. Man, I'm messing up on my zeros. $4,550,000,000. Yeah, I think that's $4 billion. Yeah, if I'm reading that right. So that's good money. Well, I ain't gonna say that's good money. It's terrible, but he got money on that. How would you know to take out terrorist insurance? I don't know, man. I don't know. We don't know nothing. You know, people say, look, this ain't the official story. While y'all snooping, give what we give you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just asking different questions, right? Some of the most persistent contemporary legends about 9/11. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why that's in there twice. My game. So we got a lot of people. They upset. They said investigate 9/11. You should have got investigate 9/11 t-shirt. World Trade Building 7 didn't just blow itself up. Dang. Right? So these guys, it's a lot of guys that's just tripping, and people are very intelligent, man. They're very, very, very smart. Very, 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 very smart. Okay, so that's a good question. But my second question, though, this one. The Pentagon attack does not scientifically hold up. The Pentagon crash might be the most puzzling event of the day. Theorists maintain that the impact holes in the Pentagon were much smaller than a commercial American Airlines plane. That is true. They also question why the plane was not shot down prior to impact, as well as why the plane impacted into a section of the Pentagon that was vacant due to renovations. So where the Pentagon, where the plane hit, commercial plane hit, it was vacant. They was renovating that part, right? And that could be a coincidence. We can't really trip on that. That could have just been somebody's lucky stars, man, or whatever. But the main thing, this is my second main question, and I know people are gonna look at this as an anti-whatever, but it's not. Commercial plane falls. Let's look at this. Now, this is not a commercial plane. This is not the site. This plane fell and crashed on the side of a house. You see fire. You see plane pieces. This is another plane. It's not a commercial plane, but it's a nice sized plane. It fell, and it's fire. You got wings. You got a tail. You got everything going on. This is a different site. All right, now look at this. This is an actual picture. Earlier video footage of photos taken from the scene did not seem to show much evidence of a plane wreckage, right? Theorists maintain that this evidence that the Pentagon was not struck by Flight 77. They also argue that the structure damage to the building was too minor to have been made by a commercial airliner, and questions why the plane piloted by amateur was not allowed to crash into the headquarters of the United States, was allowed to crash into the headquarters of the United States Defense. Look around here. You see fire, see smoke, right? This whole section of the Pentagon is down due to reconstruction. Where is the plane? Where is the plane? I don't see no plane piece. Let's go back here, right? You should see something. I don't see anything in that picture. Look at this, another aerial shot. It should be stuff. The hole should be about this big. It should be stuff all back here. Where is the plane? Where is the plane? Okay, the Osama part is crazy. Seriously though, man, I'm not. I'm. I don't know. I'm not conspiracy. I'm not anti nothing. You see what I'm saying? I asked a question. I didn't say I believed anything. I didn't say I'm pulling this from websites. I pulled this from websites that's right. Where is it? That was my main one. The first one was how did Building 7 fall if nothing hit it, and two, where is the plane here? Now I'm gonna go back, and I think they had got a footage. It was a video too, where the actual. Okay, this is it right here. This camera right here shows these are two different angles. That's not Building 7, so forgive me for that. I was rushing, and this is the Pentagon, and this is supposed to be the impact of when the Pentagon got hit. It should be a tail back here. I don't know, man. I don't know. See what I'm saying? Right? And this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to do this show on 9/11, because folk get sensitive. And they're gonna be like, man, you being insensitive by showing that and talking about that. You know what I'm saying? But we're intelligent people, you know. And again, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this other thing, and then we're gonna get off of here. And I didn't even show everything. But if you email me, I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. But again, that loose change video, you go to that. But then this lady named Rebecca Roth. Oh, come on. This is her books, right? Methodical Illusion, Methodical Deception. Did I do the audio on it? Hold on, I gotta get rid of it and then put it back on there. But she's amazing. I think she's from the Ish people too, but she a whistleblower. She ain't playing no game. But this lady right here, she got a book called Methodical Illusion, Methodical Deception, Methodical Conclusion, Methodical Exposure. So I'm gonna order these. I've seen some of them, but let's just try to just watch part of this. And she got a show on YouTube. Look up her name. Her name is Rebecca Roth. That's probably Rothschild. A lot of times they don't want to put Rothschild on there, so they just put Roth, like Sid Roth. He might be Sid Rothschild, I might, you know. But check this out. Here you go. Oh, excuse me.
Well, we are here once again in the writing room.
It's only 3 minutes.
With the author Rebecca Roth, whom we're always delighted to have when she stops by. And I have a question for you, Rebecca. Your book, Methodical Illusion, has been out now for 10 or 11 days. What kind of response are you getting to that book? I know when I read it, I was blown away by some of the things you revealed. What kind of response?
Well, when I wrote this book, I was really hoping that by presenting it to the story of the 9/11 event, wrapped up tightly inside of hopefully an interesting and exciting novel, that it would be the key factor to help open the eyes of people that still either are in cognitive dissonance or are just afraid to look at the reality of what 9/11 really was. So, so far I've gotten a few really good reviews on Amazon and several notifications through email and Facebook. And I think a lot of people had the same reaction you did. It's something you need to digest, much like with myself when I discovered the things that I did discover while researching the 9/11 event and writing this novel. I found things that no one else had ever made public before. And I think that when people get to that part in the novel, that's when they usually contact me and want to know, is this real? Is this true? And then I can direct them to or email them a link to the FBI document that I found it in. So it's been getting great reviews. And it is mind blowing and eye opening, I guess I should say. It's really tough to write about this event in the fact that what I did discover is in a sense, for me as an airline professional, it was very painful. I mean, I know I've talked about this before in some radio interviews and stuff, that for me, when I discovered what I did, I had to take a break from writing. It made me physically sick. And so it's hard to present that kind of information.
I can only imagine.
It's difficult.
I know one of the things we mentioned the last time you were here visiting with us is that you actually reveal where those 4 airplanes were taken that morning. And that really surprised me. How have your readers responded to that?
I guess like the cover of the book, they're responding that this is the missing piece of the puzzle. And, it's interesting that when I had the idea of what I wanted the cover of this book to look like, I wanted it to look like a metal missing piece of the puzzle, because really, truly this is. And not only do I let the reader know where the planes were taken, but I just let them know exactly how it was done by whom. And I think that when they put all those pieces together, one gentleman told me that he thought he knew everything about 9/11, but he was humbled when he read the book that he.
Yeah. So she got a lot of shows and a lot of different things. Those books, support her work. And yeah, man, we I guess it's better to live in a matrix sometime, because we don't think that people would do things like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a firm believer. Just give it to me straight. You feel what I'm saying? If folk really knew what was going on, they won't be tripping. They won't be distracted by no crate challenges. They won't be the stuff that we fight and argue over, and it's just trivial compared to what's really going on. So we gotta pray to the Most High for discernment, stay focused, and then let people know. I'll just asking questions. I didn't say I agree with any of the above. I had a question. So if you are watching or listening, and you science or scientists or whatever, and you got a reason you could tell me, just tell me. We're not debating or nothing. Just email me and tell me, one, how did World Trade Center 7 fall without a plane hitting it? And this is not even an exhaustible study. Like, I had 8 more different resources, but I didn't want to be beating a dead horse. But them wasn't the main ones. One, how was that? The second one is, where is the plane pieces? And I remember being in school, and it was during 9/11, and the teacher was crying, and not crying, but yeah, tears in her eyes. That make folk mad, and they think that's what really happened, right? You're gonna be angry towards a certain folk, a certain people, right? So it justifies war, which you don't get a cut of the pie. So when it said, let's go fight and defeat and beat up and shoot up and blow up the terrorists, then you're going to be all for it. Whoever you think the terrorists are. And I'm not making Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, whoever, no Boy Scouts. I'm not saying that. But if they really, well, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. But one thing I know, I was talking, yeah, that was shocking too that they didn't come after her. I always say that. I used to always trip and say, man, why did they come after, Michael Moore too? Michael Moore came out he's come out Fahrenheit 9/11 and different things like that, So I'm shocked that, But the dudes who made that loose change, he got discharged from the army, and then the police came and got him and said he was AWOL. He left AWOL, and he was like, So they locked him up and stuff. It's like I wasn't AWOL. I was honorably discharged. You know what I mean? And then he showed the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Everything. They took him anyway. I mean, I think he got out, but that was happened in 2007. But he just asking questions, man. You feel what I'm saying? And when they ask questions, man, you know, they just want to dub us down, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to ask the questions. We ain't conspiracy theory. We ain't putting no blame game. We ain't putting no. Ask the question, man. And it's okay to ask a question. RebeccaRoth.com is her website too. You can go to her website or order it on Amazon. I think if you order it off her website, it is it's a autograph copy or something. All right. But I really want to get into that like that's a whole other different show about that gelatin. That gelatin. Those gelatin dudes. They got a work permit. They got a construction permit to go up in there and live up on the 91st floor in the World Trade Center. Folks, we don't hear about that kind of stuff, man. I was like, whoa. And then Team E or E-Team. You know what I'm saying? That's the other group. So, yeah, man. And I hate to get heavy shows like this. That's why they far few in between, man. So those are my questions. If you got any comments, concerns, go ahead and email me. I know some people will unsubscribe. That's okay. But, you know, Paul say, you hate me because I tell you the truth. You know, I'm just trying to ask some questions, man. So check out Only God Could Judge Me. I'm probably ain't gonna start at no 6:45 tomorrow. That's just a studying on the Book of Judges. I'm probably gonna start later. So I'm gonna look up some few more things. All right. If you haven't, check out Dr. Ron Shields. Go on the website, check him out. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, check us out. /Elephant Man Podcast or Elephant Man _podcast. Or YouTube, get on there, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, and we're gonna see what's up. But this lady, she got a marvelous work going on. Rebecca Roth, right? Very, very interesting. So yeah, so let's see, let me read some comments and then we got to get on out of here. If they change the image of the Messiah, come on. They're doing, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely in the end. So we got to pray for one another, man. Look out for one another. Pray for people that, like I said yesterday, man, the East Coast is flooded. The West Coast is on fire, and the South is getting hit by tornadoes. And there's supposed to be another tornado, but it's supposed to curve off and go into the sea. I mean, not a tornado, another hurricane, but he's supposed to be a Category 3 or something, but he's not supposed to touch land. So, yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on. 400 years is up, 1619 to 2019. I know a lot of folks don't believe in the 400 years and different things like that, but I'm here to tell you how to get away with murder. No one gets away with murder. You can't get away with it, and everything that's done in the dark will come to the light, right? And even with the global reset, they're trying to do crash the dollar. So we can get a global reset going on. So it could be all digital currency. Then you will be able to track all of the funds. Then, like I mentioned before, if you get a paycheck and you got direct deposit, you take $30, $40 out, you go spend a little here, spend a little there. They can't really track that. But if it's all digital, every transaction, everything can be tracked. Then, you know. So that's we're trying to go to a global currency, trying to make it. They're giving out free money and all kind of stuff. You can just print it out, hit print on the print machine. You know, that's fiat money. It's not backed by anything. You know, it's just a promissory note to say, I promise a 20 is worth of 20. I promise a 5 is worth of 5. You know, that's why I say these young cats all on here and got the phone to their ear like it's a phone. Got a stack of money to their ear like it's a phone. Like, man, they got fiat money to his ear, man. And once they crash that dollar, they ain't gonna really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So only what you do for Yahushua HaMashiach, the Mashiach, will last, man. And I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but I just want us to be focused, focus, focus. Humans will be a part of every transaction. Amen. Where does that say humans will be a part of every transaction? Amen. I can't wait, bro. I need to read up on the 400 years. Judah, there's so many different layers, man. It's just so many different layers, man. Humans will become. Wait a minute, the other. What was the other one that should become transactions? Yep, yeah. The bodies and souls of men, and even if you say, but the essential and the non-essential workers, did you know a lot of folk that had small businesses and it was considered non-essential small business, they couldn't recover from it. Like if they had a couple of franchises, like a big box, like a Target or Walmart or one of them big boys, if something happened to one store, then they cool. They are mastodon. They big, But if you just mom and pop store and say, oh, your business is non-essential, closed down. And then a couple of months go, shalom, Dale J. Dale J in the building. This my brother right here for sure. Appreciate what you're doing, man. You know what I'm talking about too. Appreciate you, man. But so if they close down, you close down your business, can't pay your bills, can't pay your employees. A lot of businesses will put out of business because of that non-essential piece. There was a non-essential worker piece, And the flu season coming up, everything is not C-19. We just got common colds, we got flus, we got pneumonia, we got, stuff that OTC or a little bit of, over-the-counter drugs prescription can handle. Yeah. More kids did get shot in Chicago. That's crazy, man. We got to pray for them. And I said they can take care of that too. I really believe that they can take care of that too. Now it'll be crazy, but I would share with my wife how they can do it. So it's only in a certain area. It's only in certain areas. So you will have to make everybody come down the main streets. Just like, you can't really enforce a curfew, but you can make everybody come down certain main streets. You know what I'm saying? I know that's crazy, but I'd rather do that than to have people. Then you go to this side and you get shot up, and then they go to that side and retaliate and get shot up. So it's a way that they can stop that, man. It's a way that you can really, really stop that, So yeah, man. Yeah. So tomorrow, probably later on that tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and that book of Judges. I gotta look at it some more. So yeah, man, ask the question. Share this with somebody. Ask those questions. If you have the answer, by all means, share with me how it happened. It could be a lot of coincidence. But see, we don't talk about these things. Yeah. Last thing, the whole thing with Osama, right? Osama Bin Laden. All right. May 2nd, 2011, United States killed and buried Osama Bin Laden, the Al-Qaeda leader behind the 9/11 attacks. After identifying his body, the military brought him aboard the U.S. Carlson and buried him in the sea. Man, he the most sought after dude in the world. You go in there, you kill him, and then where's his body at? Oh, we threw it in the water. Man, y'all playing games. I don't know. Maybe they did. I think about stuff like that. Like, okay, I went over there. Brave SEALs went over there, killed him, shot him in the head, shut his compound down. We don't have his body. Why? Because we threw it in the ocean. We threw it in the sea. Why? Some people say that's a honorable. Well, he was a quote unquote terrorist. Why would you give him an honorable death, honorable burial? Threw his body in the sea, man. That kind of stuff. It makes me just say, wow. They really think that we're dumb, man. They really think that we're dumb. So anyway, I got to get off here. Hopefully they won't take this show down. or I won't get an email or a ding from Facebook. I just asked a question. I didn't say where I felt where I was at on it. I was just asking a question. And I had more questions, but I said I ain't gonna do that because that's enough right there by itself. Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with Evans in the room. Subscribe and like and share, and I am out of here. Perfect. Perfect.